What's up, Internet? It is I again, that guy again, and today I'm just gonna show you all another update of some of the craziness we've been up to in Stick Game. And yeah, on the outside looking in, it may look like we've just made very poor architectural choices with this house. We've got the brown checkerboard roof with the matching gray checkerboard chimney. You can actually get up to this chimney, I swear, I've done it before. You just gotta You just gotta do the parkour right. Hold up, we'll get it. There we go, there we go. Yo, wait. Hold up, there we go, right? And you actually cannot fall in the chimney yet. Got plans for this. Santa Claus mode coming soon. But the thing that I've really spent the time on, right? So you walk up to an interactable object such as the door, and a light bulb comes up, right? And then you press the interact button. And it teleports you or does whatever the interactable thing is, right? In this case, we have a really lame room that's underground, technically. But yeah, you can go back here to this door. You get the same light bulb because it's another interactable object, technically. Boop. And now we're back outside. And yeah, just to kind of, I guess, show off some of the code while we're here. So there's this script I wrote, right? It's very basic, very basic. As of right now, at least. I may change it later, I don't know. But it's simply an interface, right? For something called an interactable object, which is any object that is interactable, right? If you can interact with it and it's an object, it's an interactable object. And all we really do is we define a prototype function for onInteract, which takes a parameter for the interactor, which is any object that it can interact with an interactable object, just to kind of reference them, right? So in this case, right, an interactor, this one's a little chunkier, but all this is any object that can interact with anything else, right? It's got a serialized field representing the radius of which it can interact with objects, I guess. Like if an object is in a sphere 2 radius of this object by default, we can interact with it. I think in practice I'm using 5, but oh well. This is a function that just gets distance from a collider based on like the position of this interactor. It's just kind of a really silly function here to just kind of do that for me. This one actually is pretty cool because it actually gets all interactable objects in range. And it took me a minute to figure this out, right? Because really what it's doing, so like I figured the most efficient way to do this, and I may be wrong, right, is to set up a dictionary, right? So we're mapping every interactable object that we're going to find to a float representing the distance from the object that we are, so to speak, right? And this is called interactables. We're going to go ahead, we're going to get an array of colliders based on an overlap sphere, right? Which is like, think of like you're in a space, right? And you take a sphere from like your center and you just grow it by like the radius, right? In this case, the interactable radius, right? And we're starting from the position of our interactor. Oops, wrong button. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then for each collider that we go through, we're basically just checking if we're just finding the closest colliders. Oh wait, not here. Sorry, I'm tripping. Hold up, one sec. Do 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 do. Oh, oh, okay, cool. So actually, we're just setting all the variables in the dictionary here, yeah, because we're for every collider, we're going ahead and we're seeing if we can find the interactable object associated with it, right? If it has an interactable object, right, then we add it to that dictionary because we're going to hit colliders that aren't interactable objects like walls and stuff, right? So there may not be any, right? And then we'll just return any that we find afterwards, right? And then this one just goes through and uses that dictionary to find the closest one, which is the one we're actually going to use, I guess I'd say, right? So now I figured I'd go back and I'd show the door handler, right, which is attached to doors. And it has a serialized field, so you can type it in the Unity editor. Like, oh, wrong button. Oops. We're going to go here. Oh, damn, it's been running. Oops. But yeah, door, see? We got a door handler, and there's a spawn location, right? And that's where it spawns you after you go through the door. We just get an animator, but on interact, right, from our interactable object, right, where we're actually defining, or we defined it here, we're actually instantiating it here, I think it's called, or what do they call it? They call it some difference. I don't know. I don't have a CS degree. Anyway, but yeah, we basically just set that we're opening the door so the animator runs the shit, and then we actually take the interactors, transform position, and we set it to that spawn location. We just warp them there, right? So it's pretty simple, pretty basic. And one thing too, instead of interactor just being for the player, right? we set this as like a generic class. That way, if I want to have like, I don't know, NPCs opening doors and teleporting and stuff, they can. Like they totally can. They just have to be able to be an interactor. They just have to inherit interactor, like player interactor does, or inherit a class that inherits their valid interactor, right? And so for example, with player interactor, right? Like they have the bulb handler, which handles the light bulb that goes over their head. It just basically allows you to set it to enabled or disabled to make the bulb appear or not, right? Make it easy. Um, and yeah, they also have an interactable object target, right? At the start, we just find the bulb, we just set the bulb handler, all that fun stuff. But every single frame, we're actually getting the closest interactable object if there is one. If there's not one, it's whatever. The bulb is not enabled. It's this else statement. We don't care. There's no bulb. There's no cool lights. It's not fun. But if we do find a closest interactable object, right? If there's an interactable object that we can interact with, the bulb's on, the lights are going, someone paid the electric bill, and then at that point, if you want to press the react button, then we're going to call the interact function with this, which is the actual player interactor, which is an interactor. So it just goes through and does all the fun stuff. But yeah, I'll do more stuff with this. I'll make more cool interactable objects. I'll probably see maybe I can make like text dialog boxes next or something, get that up in the next couple days. But anyway, I appreciate y'all's time and hope y'all have a good night. See ya.